In this experiment, it involved two compounds dependent event. The probability of choosing a number 10 on the second pick, given that a queen was chosen on the first pick, is called conditional probability. The conditional probability of an event B in relationship to an event A is the probability that event B occurs given that event A has already occurred. Therefore, the notation for conditional probability is P, B given A. This is the notation for conditional probability. The pronoun is that the probability of event B given that A already occurred. This symbol is known as given. This notation does not mean that B is divided by A. However, it tells you the probability of event B given that event A has already occurred. To find the probability of these two dependent events, we use modified version of multiplication rule 1. Multiplication rule 2 says that when two events A and B are dependent, the probability of both occurring is given as probability of A and B occurred is equals to probability of A times with probability of B given A. We illustrate the information or reveal the information of conditional probability using the tree diagram. For example, let's say this is two events. The first one is event A. A already occurred. Okay, another branch will be represented by A prime, complementary of event A. Now, event A is the first event to happen, followed by event B. So it will be B and B prime, complementary of event B. So if event A prime occurred, so the second one will be B or B prime. So this here will be probability of A. Second branch is probability of A prime. And for the second event, it will be probability of B given A. The second branch of the second event will be probability of B prime given A. So if we multiply this branch here, it will be probability of A with probability of P given A for this part. Here is the outcome of your tree diagram for conditional probability. Okay, now we look for the experiment for this conditional probability. Encik Saiful needs 2 students to help him with a science demonstration. His class consists of 18 boys and 12 girls. He randomly chooses the first student who is seated at the back of the class and the second student who is seated at front of the class. So what is the probability that both students selected are girls? So let's say the first branch represent the girls 1, boys 1. Why is 1 here? Because this represent the first event. So how many girls that we have here? We have 12 girls out of 30 students. 18 plus 12, your total sample or total student will be 30. Okay, the girl will be 12, the boys will be 18. So the probability for the boys on the first event here will be 18 over 30. Now, the situation here is that students are girl. Now, let's say the first one you have choose girls. For the second event, here I put it as G2. Will be either girl or boy. Once you have picked up the first girl, so the number of girls on the second event will reduce. So here you will have 11 over 29. This situation here, boys, the number of boys remain the same except for the denominator. So it will be 18 over 29. So the probability that both students are girls. So the condition will be, or the situation will be, probability of. So the condition or the probability that you want to find is both students are girl. First event you choose is girl, and the second event that you choose is also a girl. If you look at the multiplication rules formula, it will be probability of selecting girl at the first event times with probability of selecting girls on the second event, given that the first event selected is also a girl. Okay, so probability of girl at the first event will be 12 over 30, and the probability of selecting girls at the second event, given that the first one is girl, is 11 over 29. Total probability of selecting both girls is 22 over 1, 4, 5. So this is your probability of getting both students girl.